Hi guys, it's Miss Powell, and today we are covering direct variation. So for direct variation, we normally will see a statement that is y varies directly as x. The statement y varies directly as x means when x increases, y increases by the same factor. In other words, y and x always have the same ratio, which is y divided by x equals k. That's normally how you would see it. You take your y, you put it over x, and that equals your k. Little different from slope where it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now it's just y over x, y over x, y over x, and make sure that they all simplify to the same thing. Where k is the constant of variation. So k is basically your slope, okay? K is the constant of variation, which is basically your slope. That's how we would think of it. We can also express the relationship between x and y as y equals kx. Y equals kx. Think of it as also y equals mx because that's what we're used to seeing. Y equals mx. Notice that there is no plus b because in order for it to be direct variation or proportional, it must go through the origin, which is your 0, 0. So there's no plus b. If it does not go through the origin, then it's not direct variation. And for this, remember that your k, which is your slope, cannot be 0. There cannot be a 0 slope. All right, so when you are solving direct variation problems that includes the statement y varies directly as x, there's 3 simple steps to getting your answer, and I'm going to go through these. So the first step is create a triple proportion, which is a 1, 2, 3, and then the first is your labels or words. Secondly will be your full proportion. And thirdly will be a partial proportion because you'll be missing either the top or the bottom, and that's what you're solving for. So let's go through the steps, and I'm going to do some examples. Step 1 says, suppose y varies directly as x. If y is 3 when x is 15, find x when y is 5. So what we are going to do is first set up our triple proportion. So fraction equals fraction equals fraction. Okay, we're going to create our labels. So the two things we're comparing is y and x. So we're going to put y on top and x on bottom. And it says when y is 3, so y is on top, so I'm going to put 3 on top. X is 15. Find x, so we don't know the second x, when y is 5. So 5. Now that we have this set up, the second step is to cross multiply. So at this point, we are going to multiply across. So 3 times x is 3x equals 5 times 15, which is 75. And then the last step is to divide to get the variable by itself because we have the variable over here with the letter, with the number. So we're going to divide both sides by 3. X equals 25. Okay, and that's your answer, and you're done. So let's go through it again. Step 1 is to create our triple proportion. We're going to read through. So suppose y varies directly as x. So we're comparing y and x. If y is negative 7, when x is negative 14, find x when y is 10. Okay? So we're going to, step 2, cross multiply. Negative 7 times x is negative 7x, and negative 14 times 10 is negative 140. The last step is to divide to get the variable by itself. So I'm going to divide by negative 7, divide by negative 7. Those cancel out. X equals negative times a negative. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. 7 goes into 14 2 times, and 7 goes into 0 0 times. So x is a positive 20. Okay, and again, set up your triple proportion. We're comparing y and x. X is 15, Y is 12. Find X when Y is 21. So we're going to cross multiply. Step 2, 12 times X is 12X. Anytime you multiply a number and a letter, you just combine them. And then 15 times 21. Excuse me, is 315. Lastly, we need to divide to get the variable by itself. So X equals, I'm going to do 315 divided by 12, 26.25. Okay. And then I want you on your own to go ahead and do the last one. Pause the video, complete it, and then come back. Okay, so now we are comparing some word problems versus just letters, but the steps do not change, okay? So the first one says the number of pencils sold varies directly with the cost. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up my triple proportion. The first one is labels, and it says that the number of pencils sold varies directly with the cost. So we have pencils and we have cost. Okay, I like to abbreviate. You can write it out if you want to. If 5 pencils, so actually this is number of pencils. Okay, so if 5 pencils cost 45 cents, find the cost of 7 pencils. And we don't know this one. So 5 times C is 5C. And then 7 times 45 is $3.15. Then I need to get C by itself, so I'm going to divide to get the variable by itself. And 315 divided by 5 is 0.63. So 63 cents for 7 pencils. Okay. Going over here, on a drawing scale, yards varies directly as feet. So set up my triple proportion. I have yards and I have feet. If 2 feet, feet is on the bottom, so I'm put 2 down here, represents 30 yards. How many yards, so we don't know the second yards, represents 6 feet. So then we're going to cross multiply. 2 times y is 2y. And 30 times 6 is 180. I need to divide to get the variable by itself. So divide both sides by 2. And y equals 90. Last one. Sally is a delivery driver for a local flower shop. Start setting up my triple proportion. That's always my first step. She drove 10,549 miles. So I know I'm comparing miles. 10,549 in 7 months. So my other thing is months. At this rate, how many miles? I don't know my second miles. Will she drive in 12 months? So now I'm going to cross multiply. 7 times m is 7m. And 10,549 times 12 is 126,588. Last thing I need to do is divide to get the variable by itself. Divide both sides by 7. So 126,588 divided by 7 equals 18,084 miles. And then I would like you to go ahead and do the last one. Set up your triple proportion. Find the two things you're comparing. Set up your full fraction, then your partial, cross multiply and divide, and you are done. Have a good day.